Welcome to English in a Minute. Here's a phrase that is not praise.
Backseat driver.
Listen to these two people talk about driving.
Adam's mother made him so nervous every time he took her to the store.
You're not kidding. She would tell him where to turn, how fast to go, and which road to take. She was such a backseat driver.
Where does this phrase come from? When cars were first invented, rich owners would often ride in the back seat. They would tell their drivers where to go and how to drive. Now, when someone is a backseat driver, he is interfering, and it's considered to be bad behavior. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. When you hear this saying, it might make you think about dogs.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Dogs bark. But are these two friends talking about dogs or people?
Did you hear that Sam is trying to get a raise from his supervisor?
Yes, he's barking up the wrong tree. Only the manager can give him a raise.
Barking up the wrong tree means to place attention on the wrong thing. It comes from 19th century America, when people often hunted with dogs. The dogs would hunt animals called raccoons. They could escape up a tree with the dog barking on the ground. But raccoons could also jump to other trees, leaving the dog to bark up the wrong tree. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. When you bend something, you fold it or change its shape, like this. But what does this American idiom mean?
Bend the rules.
My new apartment has a no animals rule, but I really want to get a cat. What do you think? Do you think I can bend the rules and get one?
That's not bending the rules. That's straight up breaking the rules. If you get a cat, you could be kicked out. If you really want a pet, start with a fish.
When you bend the rules, you are not exactly following them, but you're not breaking the rules either. So, if you are thinking about bending the rules, you should consider the end result. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. Maybe you have heard this phrase in American English.
Blow off steam.
Sounds like someone might have a problem. Let's listen.
Please forgive me for yelling at you. I had such a bad day. I just needed to blow off some steam.
It's okay. I understand. You know, when my friend Rebecca needs to blow off steam, she goes for a long bike ride.
Blow off steam. That's what people do when they need to get rid of negative or bad feelings. This phrase comes from steam engines. When pressure builds up inside, the engines must release steam. How do you blow off steam? Send us a comment at our Facebook page, VOA Learning English. You can also check out our website, learningenglish.voanews.com. And that's English in a Minute. We have already learned a few tree-related idioms, such as go out on a limb and barking up the wrong tree. Here is another one for you.
Branch out.
Hey, have you tried the new Thai restaurant across the street? It's so good.
I did notice that today, but I've never tried Thai food before. It would probably be too spicy for me.
What? You should branch out and give it a try sometime.
I guess I should branch out a little more and try different food.
A branch is part of a tree that grows from the trunk, or even from another branch. To branch out means to try new things. Think of a tree growing a whole new limb. In Jonathan's case, he decides to branch out and try Thai food. And that's English in a Minute.
Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. You probably have heard someone say,
Break a leg.
Don't worry, She isn't going to break someone's leg. This is an expression that means good luck. Let's listen to a conversation to find out.
I'm so nervous. Tonight is the first night of the play.
Is it? Well, go out there and break a leg.
This phrase began as a way to wish actors good luck. Theater people said that if they wished each other something bad, good might happen. So when you hear break a leg, it really means do well. Also, it can mean to work really hard at something. And that's English in a minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. Imagine you are standing outside after a rainstorm and you take a deep breath. It's new, fresh, and it smells good. But what does this have to do with American English?
I love the new baseball coach. He's got great ideas for making us better players.
He does. He's like a breath of fresh air for the team.
A breath of fresh air means something new. It's a nice change from the way things used to be. You can use this phrase to describe an event, a place, or even a person. And you can use this phrase in any situation. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. Sometimes American English is confusing and hard to understand, like
Burn the midnight oil.
everybody knows Americans burn a lot of oil. But is there a special oil that they burn in the middle of the night?
I have a big exam tomorrow.
Are you prepared?
No, not at all. I have to burn the midnight oil. I need to do well on this exam.
Americans are not burning special oil reserved for the middle of the night. They are just staying up very late. This actually makes sense if you think of a candle or a lantern and you have a lot of work to do that may take you all night. This is a phrase everybody will understand. And you can use this phrase when you have a lot of work to do and not that much time to do it in. And that's English in a Minute.
Welcome to English in a Minute. If you have heard American English, maybe you've heard this phrase.
Burned out?
Does this mean something was on fire and is now out? Or maybe it means totally tired. See if you can tell. Listen.
Sarah got so burned out, spending so much time volunteering at the hospital.
She's really going to need a vacation.
Totally.
Burned out means you are very tired. It means you have lost interest in something. That is because you have done too much of the same thing. It is like a light bulb that has stopped shining because all of its energy is used up inside. Now it's your turn to think of ways to use burned out. And that's to English in a Minute. If you hear this expression, does it really mean a bridge is on fire?
Burning bridges.
So, Jessica quit her job, and before leaving, she told all her coworkers how much she hated them.
Get out. Why would she burn her bridges like that?
Oh, she's known for burning bridges. No one in her last job even talks to her.
Why burn a bridge to someone who could help you later? That's just stupid.
When you burn a bridge, you don't really set fire to anything, but you are doing something dangerous. During wartime, soldiers commonly burned bridges to cut their enemies off from supplies. But burning bridges also meant the soldiers could not retreat. So, when you burn a bridge, you cut off contact with people or opportunities you might need later. And that's English in a Minute.